Did you guys hear fucking Elon Musk's new baby's named XAE812?
Yeah, it's awful. And you know what's even worse is his wife's name is Grimes.
I don't think Grimes is as bad as X Ash.
I'm not gonna repeat my line.
What was
Why?
your line?
What was your line?
You dirty woman. Or
It's a dirty girl.
dirty girl.
No,
Oh my god.
You're listening to the Binkieboys Podcast. Audio versions of this podcast are available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, while a video version of this podcast is available on YouTube. Grimes is a Pokemon, bro. That's not a name for a human being.
You're thinking of
Grimer. Yeah. Grimer and Muck.
Muck.
What was the old
Wasn't
meme?
there
You know what muck is spelled backwards, right?
Yeah, it was that one. But what was the other one? What was the one that was actually the one spelled backwards? Muck was the meme one.
Ekans?
Oh yeah, Ekans
Ekans.
is snake backwards. What's
Ebot
Muck
or
backwards?
Arbok? Arbok. Cobra. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. That takes
So
me.
sick.
That takes me back, bro.
Way back, way back.
Yeah, back to the Playdoh eating days.
Yeah.
What was your favorite flavor?
I like the orange.
The orange was always a
Honestly,
good one.
The orange smelled too bad. It kind of ruined my appetite. I
Well-
like the white.
Well, that's not surprising, but
Why?
no, I don't even going back to my Play-Doh eating days, bro. When I was a kid, we had these like, do you ever see those electric Jeeps, like the ones for like little kids to drive around?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
we had one of those, and then our neighbor had one of those, and one of them was like a Chevy truck, and the other one was like a fire truck. And my brothers would they'd play a game. How long can we chase Anthony in these electric cars and try to run him over? And basically, because the way I survived was the batteries won't run out after about 15 minutes when you have two kids who are way too old to be in the electric cars. So after about 15 minutes, every time I'd be exhausted, and they'd be like pissed they'd never got to run me over. But if one of those things ran me over when I was like 4 or whatever, with my two older brothers in it who are both 6 and 8, I'd fucking die, bro. There's no way I'm getting out of that.
That's fair.
I mean, you'd at least be crippled for life. I'm just saying that. Like,
At least.
No,
it would
I'd
snap your spine like a toothpick.
No, there's that one video of that kid getting run over. Remember?
I don't think he's
I
survived that.
wonder how he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have a friend who they're like, them and their other friend were like hanging out in their driveway. And the one friend was like, can I play with the car? And they had somehow gotten the fucking keys to the car, and their other friend was outside the car. And they, like, when they were like very young, like sub 10, the other one hit one with the car and broke both of her legs. But the silver lining is that one, the one that hit her, had to pay for her to go to college, and they also had enough money left over.
A real car?
Yeah, a real car.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the play car.
No, a real car. They got in a real car, and
that's kinda
she
fucked
hit
up.
him.
You know what that reminds
I
me
didn't
of?
mean to laugh so hard.
No, it's funny.
What, Petch?
You know what that reminds me of is that one guy who like slammed that kid against the wall and like gave him bone disease at our
Bone
school.
disease.
That was so messed up, bro.
When was that?
Yeah, when was that?
So they had a fundraiser for him. His name was
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
a bully like
That
slammed
was
him up
our
against,
freshman year.
yeah, he like slammed him against a cinder block wall, and then like his bones got all fucked up and he got like a disease and it like
Yeah.
killed him. Like
He didn't
Are you
die.
What?
I think he did die from
gonna
like
be-
that bone disease.
I'm gonna be completely honest, guys. I don't remember any of this.
I know.
I remember.
Someone had to tell me like last year because I had no idea.
Some kid just
His
got
name was,
slammed.
Well,
Yeah,
he
like,
didn't at the
Spine
time.
like hit the wall, and then like later on he developed the bone disease from it.
It was like
Like, it gave him-
scoliosis, or what was it?
It was some sort of like, it was like an infection of his fucking nervous system or something. It was fucked up.
That sounds
Like,
pretty
Yeah, you
fucked
can
up.
get that from like breaking your femur and stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Is
like
there? Oh, go ahead, Patrick.
he like that bully, like if this is true, okay, holding this is true, like that bully like fucking killed someone when he was like 14. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, that's crazy. Is there a problem?
That's
Because like blood is made in the bones, right? In the bone marrow. Is there a
Mhm.
problem when people break a lot of bones? Is there a problem like with their body
I don't think it's
making blood?
that. I think there's like a chemical in the actual bone. I watched an episode of whatever it's called a long time ago.
Magic School
Oh,
Bus?
something like that. I'm not gonna look it up, but yeah, take my word for it.
So if you broke all of the bones in your body would still be able to make blood, you think?
well, no.
Well, someone give that a Google. You know, we have our
I think-
resources.
I mean, if you break every bone in your body, you got more significant problems than kidney
Yeah.
blood.
well, like Evil Knievel, how
think-
many times did he break all his shit? You know?
Well, I think that like even if you break a bone, like parts of it would still produce blood.
hmm
Like the parts that aren't shattered, unless you absolutely like fucking fragmented your bones. Like
Yeah.
Fragmented each and destroyed every single.
Yeah,
and
like-
and if that happens, then you have bone fragments in your internal organs, and you're gonna die anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
Is that
Um,
a big problem with like trauma injuries? Is like bones
Yeah.
fucking you up from
Yeah.
the inside too? Yeah.
Yeah, because like if you fall from a height, like if your fucking ribs like shatter when they're like put under enough stress, it just like all that fragmented bone just goes straight into your like liver, kidneys, lungs. You just start you die. And it's internal bleeding. That's why you
That's where the
bleed
blood's
internal.
supposed to be, though.
It's not in the vessels though. Like you're not just a blood bag that
Yeah.
I know.
You think if you punctured a vein, like, so you puncture a vein, would it start filling up the skin like a fucking balloon? Is that how
Yeah.
internal bleeding goes?
Blood. No.
blood
wait.
blister.
Yeah, blood.
Is that
blister,
what a
that's
blood
it's-
blister is? Yeah. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Have you guys? I've
Ever
been
had a blood blister under your thumb? God damn. Anyways,
no, I've never had. I did have bursitis in my knees, and they called it traumatic bursitis. It was like so in your knee there's the bursa sac that keeps the patella, like the kneecap, like floating in there, so it's like better.
Oh,
But
Oh.
yeah, I popped that fluid sac, and then also along when I popped that fluid sac,
is that when you like hyperextended your knee?
yeah, no, it wasn't like a hyperextension. It was like so I popped the bursa sac and I popped a blood vessel that was in there. So not only was the bursa fluid going around, which would be a pretty minor like injury, but because the blood vessel also popped, it like sprayed a bunch of blood in there and it all scabbed up like inside my knee. It made a giant blood blister basically. And so I could like barely move my knee. And it was like my entire left leg was like there was black moving up the arteries and stuff from all the leakage all over. It was
You can
disgusting.
have a fucking heart attack if that reaches your heart.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or isn't that a stroke?
No, it's
your
like it's the brain. Yeah.
Really? That's the difference?
Mhm.
Is when the
You're supposed to be
blockage is in your
trained in-
heart?
Yeah, you're supposed to be trained in first aid, Anthony. This is kind of
I don't think you'd have to.
No, I don't have to diagnose a heart attack versus
Yeah.
a stroke. I just
Well,
gotta treat them.
no, you should know. Like if it's in your heart, it's a heart attack. If it's in your brain, it's a stroke.
But I thought a heart attack was when your rhythm gets like disrupted,
No,
not when there's a
that's
Something
blockage.
different.
That's
what
That's an
I read in
arrhythmia?
Swimming. hmm
Did you actually have
No.
an arrhythmia, or were the doctors like, let's just,
Yes.
yeah.
That
Okay.
they wanted to do an MRI or wait, fucking I don't remember what
It'd
it
be
was.
an
but it was
MRI,
too
I think.
expensive. It's too expensive.
You guys know when you get an MRI in like your muscles and shit, they like you can either get like a regular MRI or you can get like a injected MRI, and so they inject you with like radioactive shit, and that shows up on the MRI machine.
Yeah, yeah.
That's insane.
No, I hyperextended my arm one time, and like, I swear to God, everyone in the school was calling me a baby. Like,
Okay,
it was in wrestling, and like, a certain wrestler that is really good at wrestling, he like pushed me, and my arm like fully bent the wrong way, like my
Mhm.
elbow pushed out the wrong way, and
Mhm.
I was like, oh, oh, and I like went up against the wall, and I was like, ah, fuck, and then my wrestling coach came over, and he was like, what are you having, a child? Like,
when I broke my leg in eight. Sorry, were you done?
yeah, I'm done.
All right. When I broke my leg in football, I went up to like the trainer had like a bed set up top in case anybody got injured like I did, and the head coach walked over and he's like, "So you'll be back in right next week, right?" And goddamn. And then later when I came back with like what's it called where you just have like the cloth and stuff wrapped around before you get a cast, I had that.
Like a
And not
splint.
to name, yeah, like a splint. I had that for like a week because the doctor was out. And not to name names, but initials JC said I was
Jesus
faking it.
Christ.
Yeah. Said I was faking it and that I didn't need crutches. I was literally like crying trying to walk to the other side of the football field to get my picture taken.
Hot
Felt so
damn.
bad. And I came back like a few weeks later with a cast, and he has not said a word to me since.
Damn. You
I-
showed him.
Yeah.
I went to the trainer, and he was like, okay, not to like put this in a bad way, but like it's all in your head. Like it's just pain tolerance at this point. I was like, I can't even like pick up a fucking milk carton. Like my arm is fucking like broke as fuck, and like I think you're not taking this seriously at this point. Like, man, fucking trainers, man.
Speaking of not taking things seriously, have you guys heard about all this 5G shit?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that's causing coronavirus. So
yeah, not only is it
You're
causing
right.
coronavirus, but I've heard this theory that involves Bill Gates. Have you guys heard this Bill Gates theory?
I've heard a basic
Okay.
summary of it.
So yeah, well, Bill Gates is one of the best millionaires in the entire world. He wakes up every morning. He says, "Oh, I made," or billionaires. He's like,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
he wakes up every morning. He's like, "I have these billions of dollars. How can I use it to make the world a better place?" And so he's funding the shit out of a coronavirus like vaccine. He's like producing or helping promote one and fund it.
Producing coronavirus 2.
Yeah. But there's people who are like, well, once Bill Gates gets that vaccine, he's going to use it and he's going to inject nanobots into everybody's bodies. That's what the vaccine's going to be. And then they're going to use the 5G towers to control everybody.
Think about it. That's the same concept behind Cars 2. I just watched it today. They use that fake gasoline, shoot electromagnetic pulse at the car blows up. Same concept.
I've not seen Cars 2, so I can't confirm.
You should.
but
It's a very good movie.
I'll have to give it a shot.
We need to take this to the press.
Really, the Bill Gates shit?
Yeah.
I never
'Cause yours
knew.
already hit-
Speaking of conspiracy theories, I never knew the extent of the like Jeffrey Epstein, Hillary Clinton, like child sex cult ring
I knew about that
thing.
before he was like big news.
Well, I knew about it, but I didn't know the extent, like the adrenaline farming. You know what I'm talking about with the shit. Oh my! There's a theory that in the child sex trafficking cult, not theory, the
truth.
There was a truth in the child sex trafficking cult that they had been like keeping these kids and torturing them and then harvesting their adrenaline to live longer. And it was like in a big affront, and it was run by Hollywood, and allegedly. So
Allegedly, it's the truth.
it's the truth. There was
Yes,
a
I'm saying
video.
allegedly.
There was a video of Hillary Clinton torturing a child to harvest the adrenaline, going around on the deep web. That
I'd like to see that video.
I don't know how much money I'd pay to see that video if it existed, bro. Can you
I would-
imagine? She'd be like, "Hey," she'd walk up to him and be like, "You just
kids."
chilling over there, aren't you?"
I don't even know what to say. That's honestly the best theory I've ever heard in my life.
Well, it's not just a theory.
The
A
truth.
game theory.
Shut up.
Thanks for watching.
That's so dumb. Oh my god. Fuck.
What, Patrick?
Sometimes I think you're mocking me
Why?
about my JFK beliefs.
Oh, why? Because
Oh,
because there's
absolutely.
even worse conspiracy theories than your JFK conspiracy theory that he was
Well-
shot by one of the bodyguards. You watch one documentary on something and you go, "Well, it says documentary. I don't know." It's just like
It's a
those
podcast, alright.
fucking those Bigfoots, the Bigfoot story, bro.
Oh,
You mean the Vietnamese Bigfoot
okay,
national park combo?
Yeah, that one.
before you fucking judge me, watch Missing
It's too
411.
late for that. Yeah.
Have you watched Missing 411?
No,
I've been
Then
I'd have
considering
to I'd
actually.
have to pay money to watch an hour and a half of bullshit.
it is so much. Even if you don't believe in it, it's so worth it. It's so entertaining. They like present it in a way that's like, holy fuck, bro! Like the world is gonna end tomorrow. I've like, oh my god, it's so fun to watch like shit like that. Like, and there's two of them, so it's a good 3 hours that I spent
It's a good
between
3
the hours
hours.
between the hours of 12 and 3 watching these two movies back to back. It was worth
Oh.
it.
Excuse me.
That's
Mhm.
nice, Austin.
The Tev's Taco Tuesday.
Well, we could go on an adventure. They opened up the Wisconsin state parks today, so we could go on
For
an
real?
adventure.
I
Yeah, and
thought,
it was either yesterday or today. I'm pretty sure they opened them up, and we could go
thought
check
literally
for
every-
Bigfoots.
Mhm.
big feats.
Well, I don't think Bigfoot would inhabit that area. It's too densely populated. But there is a theory that Bigfoots are actually living among us, and they came from the stars as a form of subspecies of the Norse aliens that came from Mars.
Right,
The Nazis believed in this. Okay.
right.
And
I'm
the-
familiar with the Norse aliens.
Yeah, okay. So they broke off into a subspecies called the Greys. Okay, I don't even understand how that fucking shit. I can't.
Were the Greys separate from the Aryans? That
Yes.
from what became the Aryans?
Yeah, the Norse, the Aryans are descended from the Norse, and then like you see, the Greys branch off, and it's like they're their own like fucking. They can use mind control, like all kinds of shit. And like
The big feats can use mind control.
no, the big feats are controlled by the Greys, or they're working with them, and they use cybernetics to control the population of the world. Okay.
Okay.
Use mind control in order to build a slave race of humans to build a new empire to rule the galaxy.
That sounds pretty legit.
God, I love German engineering.
German engineering's the greatest in the world.
They're good at engineering. They're not too good at thinking straight.
Well, Germans today are. Let's just. And back in the day, their
don't know.
scientists were doing some things, but the higher ups in their Nazi party, hey, that was no good there, pal.
The
Yeah,
scientists were trying to combine two halves of a human to make a whole, so I mean it wasn't too bright down there either.
Were they two separate halves though,
Yes.
from two different people?
Yes, two twins.
They would like stick someone's arm into like freezing, like a freezing pressure chamber, and then like just let it fall off from hypothermia, and then see if they would survive. Like they were doing random shit. Fucking Mangala.
If we're going back to some blood shit, if you got blood really cold, like in your arm,
Mhm.
would that make okay? So if your arm gets really cold, right? It's not gonna. With the, I'm trying to see if you can get a stroke and or heart attack. Heart
Frostbite.
attack from
Pretty sure like frostbite.
frozen blood is what I'm getting at. Like heart attack or
Yeah.
stroke from frozen blood.
I think once your hand or your blood would reach the point where it would freeze, it would burst your blood vessels, and like your cells would also burst.
Yeah, I
it's called,
guess because they expand, right?
yeah,
They would
'cause
lyse.
like once it crystallizes, it kind of doesn't like the cellular structure is like a bag, and it doesn't like the ice crystals in
Right.
them, so it'll just like it just fucking fragments them, absolutely
Leo
destroys it. So
Bugatti.
Is this Leo? Is Leo gonna join the
He said he was
podcast
going
here?
to.
Oh, look
Yeah.
at that lovely picture he has as his.
His dog without a bottom jaw.
damn,
Here he comes.
Boom, boom,
Boom,
boom,
boom,
boom,
boom,
boom.
boom. Oh, he's red. Oh, Leo, I thought
Whoa.
Leo, I thought you were wearing a tank top with those white sleeves on there. I thought you were wearing
Oh yeah.
a cute little tank. Yeah.
Damn.
Leo,
Oh,
fist bump, bro.
cute. Oh, dude. No wait. I don't know which way.
It's
your
Austin.
left arm.
Austin, you're gonna have to go the other way if you want to give him a fist bump on cam. For me, at least.
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
for me too.
Leo, go the other way. Leo, go the other way.
Yeah.
No,
You
Leo,
go.
other way.
Oh,
On
Get
my
it.
screen, we're pointing the same
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah, no, he got it. He got it on my screen.
Me too. Oh yeah. I can't wait to go
Have
back
better
to
internet.
Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. I also have a Knight's helmet, right? So I can look like Brazilian swagger souls.
You
Disgusting.
can finally
Best
play
thing to
Valorant
win.
with us.
Yeah.
That's true. That's gonna be fun.
I had to
Yeah.
stop playing Valorant. I played like 3 games today, and I D-ranked to Silver 3 again, and I was really sad. And I was playing like garbage, so I had to take a break. Also, I
What do you
played a
mean?
game with
Were
a
you
diamond.
ever gold?
Yeah,
you
I was
gold?
gold for a single game. I'm pretty sure it was maybe 1 or 2 games. I was gold, but
Nice.
it wasn't meant to be. It's
Yeah,
very
unfortunate.
sad.
The Warhol got ranked as gold 2.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That's
That's
so funny.
embarrassing.
That's so funny. I'm almost the war owl, bro.
He created a new account just to be
So-
ranked again because he was so
Really?
embarrassed. Yep.
You rank up so fast. He should have
Mm.
just tried to rank up.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's,
So I did some ranking up
So
off
did I-
camera.
Did I break in the middle of a live or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or a
yeah.
podcast?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're recording
yeah.
right now, Leo. You and your grainy ass film.
Crash
Red.
Monk.
Okay, I'll turn my lights on. I'll turn my lights on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like 32-bit.
Listen, I think Leo's one of the Bigfoots or the Greys, whatever you want to call him. I think
Yeah.
out of all of us, he's got the highest chance.
Mhm.
Leo,
yeah,
I want
Leo.
you.
Is it better?
Leo, I want you to be honest, Leo. Okay.
What?
Are you a gray nuzzle? Oh, wrong thing.
Are you a Bigfoot? Are you secretly a Bigfoot's big feet? Do you work with the big feet, Leo?
Maybe.
Was that your actual straight up toes, Leo? Let's see if I can.
No.
Can I get?
Can
My
we,
foot's
can we
almost
get?
over.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, put that away.
oh.
No.
Oh,
No.
oh,
No.
look at that. Oh.
Leo, can you please blur that out?
No. That's going on Wiki feet,
Yeah,
bro.
no. Blur it out so it looks worse.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Wait, look.
No, it's not
Oh.
working. For
Wait.
the audio listeners,
So,
Patrick's
what's
trying to
the-
make it look like he has a penis, but
Blur this.
it's just his arm.
Blur.
I'm not gonna blur it. You know what would be funny? If I blurred mine, I'm wearing black socks.
Damn. That would be good. Oh my
Austin,
god.
Austin's wearing red socks. That'd be even more concerning, really.
Wait, what?
Austin's wearing red
Why?
socks.
Yeah, why?
Red and blue.
Why wouldn't that be concerning, Patrick? Is your penis red?
Like,
Red people.
is that weird to have a red penis?
Is that you're
I
telling
mean,
me? You're telling
do
me yours
you-
isn't red with blue Spider-Man print on it? Is that what you're telling me?
Mine is not red with blue Spider-Man print on it. If that's what's normal.
I'm
yeah,
incredibly.
for sure.
Yeah.
I don't have one. Yep.
Uh-huh.
For sure.
No, that's fine. Austin, do you wanna? You got a new piece of equipment there. You wanna
Bro,
tell,
it is
tell
so
the team here?
sick. Look at I got
Oh.
Arctis Pro Steel Series headset. Oh, bro, look at
Oh, oh,
Oh, that's hot.
is that?
and it's like a headband.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
It's one size fits all. Like I can't like stretch them or anything. This headband like forms
Oh.
to your head. It's so sick, bro.
Is that like that 2-way headband there? Is that really comfortable?
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah.
Like, I can also adjust it, kind of make it looser, or whatever. But not really a point.
I really like the
Oh,
design on it. That's really cool. Mine are just HyperX Claude 2s. They got the cool
Mine are just
stitching on
black.
top though, and you can still hear me when I take them off because I have a separate mic. There's the cool
Oh.
stitching.
Mine are HyperX Revolver S's.
Ooh.
I have
Imagine.
no idea what mine is.
A Gamer Plus headset.
Mine,
Turtle.
The
mine are
Gamer
just,
Zone headset.
Turtle Beach thing. Yes.
They're like Logitech, but it's from like 2003.
What's wrong with Logitech?
There's nothing wrong with Logitech.
Old
My
Logitech.
webcam's Logitech.
Logitech, guys.
Yeah, I got a Logitech
Logitech.
head
Represent-
webcam too. Logitech's the
Oh.
official sponsor of Shroud, bro. That's insane.
Yeah, we're basically Shroud. And what are you, Patrick? Piece of shit.
You, right there.
For not liking Logitech.
He's the one using Logitech.
Oh,
For our audio listeners, we're pointing and grasping our cameras.
yes.
POV, I grab you.
Wait,
Perfect.
That's,
we could use that and put the "you died" from Dark Souls as soon as it goes black.
Oh, that'd be funny.
damn.
Man, check out.
Wait,
Look how
can I-
sports
Leo.
I am.
Did you guys?
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah,
What?
yeah. I
can make a
that
square.
one on the left.
square.
I just tried pointing on it on my
You're
screen.
square?
But
This one,
no, the other one.
the Eddie Lacy
Yeah,
one.
I have that one, but
Oh,
it's
wait.
Rogers. But it's looks the same.
Okay, this
I
one's from
also-
this one here. This pennant,
Oh, I have that one too. Yeah, it's the Super Bowl one.
the Super Bowl one. Yeah, my grandparents got it at the Super Bowl in Dallas. So would you
That's
look at that?
insane.
It is pretty
Mine-
insane.
Mine's right there. It's the same one.
Can't see it.
I also have that. Yeah, but
Now again, for our audio
also-
listeners, they're pointing around their rooms at
Yeah.
different banners they have up.
I
Yeah,
also have that
yeah.
hat behind you, that Super Bowl champions hat.
yeah. If you're not okay, let's be real. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you're making a mistake. Cause you look at
Yeah.
us. Look at us. Look at Leo in his grainy
We're-
film.
we're
Look at Patrick in his
beautiful.
scary dark room. Austin looks like he has
Little
piano
Luigi,
music behind
man.
him. Is that your horn music?
Yeah, it's upside down actually.
Oh, that's nice. Did you do your recordings today for a band?
I did one of them last week, but I have to do the other one.
I haven't done any of my band work this week. I haven't done any homework this week, actually. I studied some calc
Speaking-
yesterday, but I haven't done any homework yet.
Speaking of band, how the frick are we gonna do our concert live on Zoom, bro?
That's gonna
That
be
doesn't make
awful.
And
It's gonna sound so
it's
bad.
gonna be. Oh my god, I don't even want to play.
I want to watch.
No.
I also want to watch.
I'm gonna give everybody the wrong link. No one's gonna be able to.
Yeah,
do.
there's
no
gonna
one's
be
gonna
a
be able to watch.
there's gonna be a full 2-second delay from when he like counts us off and like delays
Oh,
us
God.
in. Everybody's gonna come in separately. It's gonna be like
37 different entrances.
it's gonna be so
Oh.
unbelievably bad.
Makes me so makes me cringe thinking about
Yeah,
it.
it makes me cringe thinking about it.
We can
Mm.
Just
barely
hearing Christian like peek his mic too. Okay.
We're all gonna peak our
Oh,
mic. And you know what, Anthony? Ledoux couldn't even put our duets together. How does he think we're gonna pull this off?
No, this is gonna be so unbelievably bad. How many people are in one symphony?
Like 25.
Yeah. Like 25 very skilled musicians, and we're not gonna be able to pull that off. Imagine what concert and symphonic band are gonna be like. They have like 2 to 3 times as many people as we do, and they're all
It's
like,
making me cringe. Oh god.
it's gonna be so bad, bro.
I'm like
Oh my
physically
God.
cringing thinking about that.
It's gonna be awful.
oh.
Nobody has a
Yeah.
mic. Everybody's gonna be playing on their laptop mic. It's like,
Yeah. Us
Except
over
for
here are
you,
gonna have the
Anthony.
highest quality mic.
yeah.
Yeah, Anthony actually has like a studio mic. Like,
Nah, that's a stretch. It's
Mm.
still USB, and it was like $30 on Amazon.
damn, I
like,
wish
it
I had
looks-
one like that.
It looks nice, like because it's on an arm and stuff, and it has this thing. But this thing you could
Oh.
buy for your mics and just strap to your face. You know?
I mean, that's
Pop.
basically just this thing.
Yeah, that's what it's like a
Only
bigger version of
question.
that.
Put it close to your mouth and just go. Fuck stuff, my guys.
Oh,
That was
What the
awful.
fuck's going on, guys?
Rest in peace, headphone
Mine doesn't
users.
have that.
I'm sorry.
Do you want to
I'm
see
not sorry.
rest in peace headphone users? I could show you
No,
one.
no, please
No,
don't.
Leo. No.
Please, Leah.
Come on, please.
Leo is somehow more pixelated than when he joined the call.
It's 16-bit now.
Yeah. Leo, please.
Watch.
Leo, please. Oh!
Yeah, that makes me sick.
Can you imagine, Leo?
I-
Somebody,
The hairs on the back of my
Leo,
neck.
somebody is driving in their car, and you do that, and
They
you,
crash and they die, and it's your fault.
yeah, absolutely.
Small price to pay for squeaky noise.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean,
You
I
committed a murder on U.S. soil.
To be fair, I
government will
did
track you
say. To be fair, I did say, watch this.
you
And
did
then-
warn them,
And then we screamed, "No, Leo, no, don't do it."
and then you did it.
Yeah,
Anyways,
And then you did it.
It's a fair headphone warning. Let's be honest.
no,
here.
that's awful. No, because I always
Leo.
listen to podcasts in the car, and so if I heard that shit when I was like driving down the interstate, I'd probably swerve into oncoming traffic. It'd be a
On
problem,
purpose.
probably on
Leo,
purpose.
What
Yeah.
if you? What
But
if
I'd
you
blame it on
switch that noise as a, I don't know, wacky noise?
Wacky.
I don't know.
Quirky noise.
Wow, wacky, like they use on like the cringe ass radio shows, like.
Make it a Johnny Test whip crack sound effect.
Why
There
you
we go.
the Johnny Test
Look.
whip crack sound?
I don't know. Okay. Ever since
Leo.
I watched the video over it, I can't get it out of my mind. Okay.
Leo,
It's,
I hate to ask at this point, but are you in Brazil right now?
Oh my God, Patrick! How do you
No.
not know?
No one told
if
me.
I was in Brazil, I would probably have
You
a
wouldn't
lot
look so
of
grainy.
wacky. No, I would. I don't have any better cameras.
There'd be
That's
fucking
my laptop camera.
lizards on the walls behind him, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. I probably would bring my dog and have a special guest, my dog.
Can your dad be a special guest? Yeah, your dad
Yeah.
seems like a
Oh
cool
my
dude.
god.
Your dad's a coronavirus survivor,
Sure.
bro. That's insane.
Yeah,
That's
that's like a
no,
severe case survivor.
He does not know how to speak English though. So
That's fine. Well,
Translate for us.
yeah, we can
Okay.
Bring him on,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
alright. Sure.
I like that your dad was like, in a couple years, I'm coming to America. I'm meeting those kids.
Yeah.
I want to meet your dad so bad.
Can't even
Why
speak
do I
English.
feel like-
You want to meet them kids.
Why do I feel like I actually
Yeah,
don't want to meet Leo's dad?
You
Like,
do, bro. He's so cool.
No,
No.
maybe he's
he's
gonna
like-
kill us though. Like,
No.
Are all
He's like
Brazilians
a
murderers?
bigger.
See?
Well, okay. He's shorter than me, like by here, and then he's bigger than me, right?
I'm ready.
And then he's medic, and he's better at math.
I
Well,
don't
that's it.
trust,
So
that's all.
I don't trust
yeah,
thick men
that-
like that.
You don't trust thick men.
don't,
No, cause
you
like
don't trust me?
you can't get through them. Like, there's no way to beat him to death.
I suppose.
Why would you ever need to beat Leo's dad to death?
I don't know if he was a psycho killer. I don't know. But I
You wouldn't have to
know
beat
that-
him to
Hey,
death.
Leo.
You just have to incapacitate him. You know.
What?
Leo, is your dad a psycho killer?
Not as far as I know. No.
There you go,
No.
Patrick.
Well, no matter what, like I could not beat him to death. No matter, I don't know what kind of person he is, you know. Like,
I'm feeling like you're the psycho killer right now.
He is. He is. He's been talking about like fucking blowing shit up and murdering bunnies.
made me
this past week.
very, very violent.
Murdering
time for me.
bunnies? God.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Well-
talked about that last podcast.
Was that last podcast or was
Yeah.
that the one that got deleted on accident
No,
from like
Probably
2 months
both.
ago?
No, that was the deleted one.
I'll
Yeah,
just
the
explain it.
Lost podcast.
Yeah, the Lost podcast is when we talk about dead animals for 15 minutes straight.
Yeah.
all right.
I still like
Quickly?
that one.
Before we go, because I think we're at like an hour almost.
Hey, we can
Oh.
keep it going if we want.
Well, I actually have a thing. So,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What happened?
anyway, so basically what happened was I found this baby bunny. I've told this story like 4 times. I told it to my fucking Catholic youth group. Anyway, I had found a baby bunny in my dog's mouth, and I wanted to keep it, so I brought it to my mother, and I was like, "Mom, can I keep it?" And she was like, "It's too young. We can't take care of it, okay? So just put it back where you found it." So that not being an option, because I found it in my dog's mouth, I decided that it would be better to um end its existence rather than leave it out to starve or freeze to death. So I climbed a tree and I threw the baby bunny as hard as I could off the tree, and it hit another tree at the base, and it shattered into 2 pieces, and
Oh my
it still haunts
God.
me to this day.
You know, they do say that the sign of a psychopath, especially when they're younger, is when they abuse animals, including wild animals.
That's true.
What if I told you that I didn't feel a hint of remorse?
Well, then I'd be concerned. Also, I feel like
No.
going back to the Leo's dad thing real quick. I feel like
Mhm.
meeting Leo's dad is like as cursed. Well, maybe not quite as cursed because one of us has met him. It's almost as cursed as like meeting your friend from Xbox Live.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
cursed. Oh my god.
It's like brutal.
you know, I have
feel like
plans of
homie
meeting
to-
some friends of mine.
I already
On
feel like a homie
Xbox.
to Leo's dad. We're tight.
Austin, you sound like garbage.
Why?
I don't know, I can barely hear you. You're very quiet now.
It's the same problem as before.
Yeah, probably. Well, I guess we can wrap it up there. If Austin's gonna sound like garbage, it's a decent
baby.
place to
I
end.
suppose.
Yeah. After that
Um,
bombshell.
After that bombshell, yeah. I've been Anthony. I was joined by Austin, Leo, and Patrick. And
I broke in the middle of it. Yay.
yeah, he sure did. And I
To
hope you
anyone,
enjoyed. Oh, did you
to
want to?
anyone listening to this, I just want to say this as like a little PS. Lock your doors.